Hey, welcome back to the channel, Oz with Gone in 60. For many of you that have been following me for years know that I really started out with V8 content. I had my Dodge Challenger Scat Pack, my Bullitt Mustang, and then my Chevy Camaro 2SS 1LE. And I love V8s. I miss owning a V8. I've been down the 4-cylinder turbo road for a while, and my problem is I like all cars. I'm really kind of a JDM guy and also a muscle car guy. But I wanted to offer just my quick perspective around the allegedly new Chevy Camaro that is coming out and just give my opinions. I've seen different videos, different things on it. I by no means am an insider or getting any information from Chevy or anybody, GM, about it. But I just want to be able to like give you what I think might happen with it and just help temper expectations, because Camaro, really my favorite of the three muscle cars that I owned. And I did a video comparing my ownership of all three of those cars. I still love the Dodge, love Mustangs, and the Camaro was just such a great blend between both of them. But I want to just be able to share just kind of my perspective on where I think people need to have their expectations set. So you know, I'm not going to get into all the specs, everything, the engine that's, you know, the new V8 that Chevy's working on, what they've done with the CT5V Blackwing, and what parts they're using, not using, all of that. I mean, I trust Chevy to make an awesome V8, and, you know, the Alpha platform or the chassis, they make just such a great chassis. But I have more concerns about how car manufacturers are operating today. And I just want to give a few cautions, and these are my cautions. Number one, I don't see anywhere under the sun that Chevy rolls out a new Camaro that is under $50,000 to $55,000. I really just don't see it. I think if you follow what Ford has done, their sales really struggled on the S650 Mustang from the S550 because they raised prices. And guys, it's not just Ford or Chevy, it's just the world that we live in, what we pay for gas, what we pay for housing, what we pay for everything. The cost of everything has gotten so expensive. And these manufacturers, I feel like, are very confused at who their target audience is. My background is marketing, so I feel like I can talk on this. I feel they're adding all this tech, all this stuff to these cars, which honestly raise the price, add weight to it, add features, and it's really not what consumers are looking for all the time in these segments. Like, people don't want a V8 Tesla. They really don't, you know? It's kind of one or the other. And I think they need to get back to their roots. And this is what Dodge did so well when they launched, and it's why Chevy kind of failed. And I've covered videos on this with their marketing and how they marketed the Camaro. And Mustang's just always going to have a loyal following, right? But the car manufacturers today, you know, they did it with the Nissan Z when it came out. There's two things that happen. They're going to roll out the car, and it's going to price a lot of people out from buying it. It just is. You look at the Dark Horse package for the Mustang, it's really not that special for what you're paying the egregious amount of money that Ford wants to charge for a Dark Horse. If you have one, that's great. I think they're cool, but for 500 horsepower, like 20, 30 more than what comes in just the stock GT. And I know you're getting other stuff. You're getting a different manual transmission and a Tremec that's better. You're getting different things, oil coolers, blah, blah, blah. If it's worth it to you, pay it. That's really what it is. But as you look at the car market and what these manufacturers are doing, they're missing the mark on what their consumers want, which is an affordable V8 option. They don't need all of the bells and whistles and everything, but they want something that, you know, is affordable. And look at like the Nissan Z when they rolled it out. The market basically said, we're not paying markups and we're not paying that price. Then all of a sudden they lowered the prices of them and they sold like crazy. So I really think you have to consider that and really throttle back your expectations. I'll be glad to say if I am wrong. Now, if they keep like an LT1 type trim that's very base, that's like around low 40s, then they have something. And so if they do that, that's great. I just don't see a world in where the price of everything is going that they actually deliver on that. I think this car will be a $55,000 and up type car. I just do. Maybe it might be 50, I don't see anything with the 4 on there. I just don't. And maybe for some of you, that's absolutely worth it to do. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. So that's kind of my thoughts, number one, on price. Number two, I'm not so sure it's going to be a 2-door from things that I'm seeing, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think they're going to leverage, the Cadillac, the platform that they had for that, and leverage that platform, and I think it's going to be a 4-door Camaro. Now, maybe Chevy's smart and offers a 4-door and 2-door. That's probably the move, to be honest, like what Dodge did with the Charger and also the Challenger. That's a great move, but I think that's something to consider. We're in the days of manual transmissions. Will, they keep up with having a Tremec in there, or will it be an automatic? I think the Tremec will be there. But I think as you guys look at this, Chevy had such a great car in the latest Camaro, but some of the design features, some of the changes, how it wasn't marketed, like when I owned my Camaro, I was like, man, this is the top. Like I like this more than those other 2 cars, but they're like, I just don't know if I trust Chevy to fully execute on it. The Blackwing, it's discontinued. It didn't sell that well. They've priced out the market. I don't know. I don't have a trust in a manufacturer to roll it out. And if you look at anybody that's creating new cars now, Honda with the Honda Prelude, missed the target audience for that. Subaru WRX around the looks and some of the changes. Honestly, Subaru could sell so many more WRXs right now. Roll out an STI, get rid of the plastic cladding, all of that. They could sell more. The Mustang, I'm not sure if everybody's sold on the digital screens and some of the other stuff. It is starting to sell better now with discounts and some of that. And Dodge is in a real pickle of what they've done with their all-wheel drive system and their Hurricane engine, and now trying to go back to V8s, and now that car's going to weigh 12,000 pounds. Joking, it's not going to weigh that. But these manufacturers are really in their own heads, and they're really making things more complex than an 82. And what they really need to do is just slow down and make it more simple of, less tech. Get the engine right, get the exhaust right, get some of the driver features right, get some of the, the things that people want, offer trim packages, that address that market. But let's say in a world that Chevy understands their target audience, that they get the V8 right, they get the transmission right, they get the looks right, they get the marketing right, they get everything right. And let's say the price, let's say I'm wrong, and let's say the price is around 45, 48 grand to start. You really want to trust dealers that they are not going to mark up the ever-living crap out of those cars, and then they're not going to sell, and then Chevy goes, well, I guess there's not a market for it. Every one of these manufacturers is following the exact same playbook, and then, by the time that it's rolled out to market, I guarantee, well, not guarantee, it's just a fact, we will have a new president by then, and a lot of these CAFE laws, a lot of these emissions laws, a lot of the things are going to try to get reversed, and then they're going to be battling that. So if it's not selling, it's going to be a very short-lived sell cycle for the Camaro. So all of you that are holding out hope, all of you that are, just saying, oh, I'm saving up for it, I just say be cautious, because there's a lot of elements to try to get right to make sure this works for you. And, if it's me, if I'm going to go pay 60 grand for a new V8 Camaro, let's say it's, 500 horse, 480 to 520. I don't see it being anything more than that, unless they add a supercharger on there. I would much rather go out and buy maybe a 20,000 mile, 15,000 mile ZL1 that I could find and go that route. So those are just some of my thoughts and opinions from owning all 3 muscle cars. Just temper your expectations. Don't get me wrong. I'll be the first to say I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. I missed this. But I also think there are some validity to some of my points. What are your guys' thoughts? I didn't want to jump into every little rumor out there, or detail, or this, it's getting this, or that, or this is what I've heard about the new V8, or if, hey, they're using that. I just wanted to share my perspective of what I'm seeing in kind of the muscle car segment and what they're doing. So would love to hear guys' comments, thoughts below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.